Hello, this is Lights126 Reloaded. It is a confirmation, 100%, that we are getting a Transformers G.I. Joe crossover movie. For me, this is not the best thing ever. It's something, but we've been down this humans working with Transformers before. So all it's going to be now is with G.I. Joe characters. Will the G.I. Joe characters be better than this? Maybe. They're G.I. Joe characters, so they should have more personality given that they are another Hasbro property. So now emphasis is a must to be given on these G.I. Joe characters. They're human. One of the greatest criticisms of these movies is that there's too much time being directed to the humans. They want to see Transformers. Do G.I. Joe get a pass on this? Maybe just a little bit. Does G.I. Joe get a pass on this because they're G.I. Joe characters? I'm not sure. Maybe a little bit. People are willing to see characters like Snake Eyes, Storm Shadow, Cobra Commander, but the idea of humans using technology and gadgets in fighting and in warfare isn't new. With where we are in today's culture with technological appreciation, now more than ever in movies we see high-tech gadgets being used in action movies. Seeing two sides using technological warfare against each other has been done so many times. The only difference is G.I. Joe versus Cobra. And since G.I. Joe, there have been plenty of American military hero groups who have gained technological advances to defeat their enemies. So G.I. Joe is easily replaceable when it comes to ideas. It's just the particular characters that really makes it different. Whereas Transformers is its own unique idea that has stood the test of time. Robots that transform into vehicles and other machines. That concept is more unique, more original, and more creatively engaging than a military force having to stop the bad guy. We've seen that in movies too many times. For Transformers watchers alone, they have seen that concept of military involvement through Nest in the Michael Bay movies. They've seen how the human involvement has taken out Transformers, and I had a problem with that when watching those movies. They have really reduced the durability of Transformers so that humans can just take them out, even though these Transformers should be far advanced in military strategy. The Decepticons are supposed to be more militant than the Autobots. In the original Generation 1 cartoon, before Optimus, before Megatron, the Decepticons launched war against the Autobots. They was defeating the Autobots, but the Autobots have to think so that they can get the upper hand because there was no match, because the Decepticons were originally called military hardware. It was built for combat. So the Autobots being more smarter and inventive, they thought of the idea of transformation to get an advantage over the Decepticons. And thus, for a period of time, they turned the tide of the war until a particular period. Eventually, the Decepticons figured out how to transform themselves. But originally, the Decepticons were more battle driven. That is why there was more military vehicles for the Decepticons than was for the Autobots. So the militant nature of the Decepticons were reflected in the toys. And in the first Michael Bay movie, Blackout, Brawl, and Starscream were military vehicles. Even Bone Crusher and Barricade was given an intimidating vehicle mode to show that these guys were built for military operations, to infiltrate and to destroy. Ultimately, what I'm trying to say is the Transformers should not be so durable to be killed off by humans.
Paramount has one more thing to juggle. If folks made complaints about the Maximals having poor portrayals in ROTB, then what chance would the Maximals have in characterization in the next movie? How would the Joes interact with the more advanced machines who should be better in technology and warfare? The problem in Michael Bay's movies is how the durability of the Transformers were reduced to an insulting degree for human efficiency. Having the military go against the Decepticons. The only way to kind of fix this is for the Joes and Cobra to inherit Cybertronian technology. Truly another complaint by the audience who's seen Bay's film is that the human involvement can take away from the screen time of the Transformers. Will the film abandon the Maximals like how The Last Knight abandoned the Dinobots? Because of the cost of animating these robots, expect more emphasis on the Joes with Autobots sprinkled in between.